Hi guys, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings, and this is the Libra male reading. Okay, I want to pay attention to my jewelry here. I got a friend of mine who makes this stuff. She does a great job at it. Her name's Laurie. This is her card, so check out her Facebook page, Mind My Nails. And you'll get an idea of what she puts out in that way. She displays her stuff very well on there. So, yeah, have a look at her stuff. Again, she made this jewelry for me, and I appreciate it. She made earrings. She can do bracelets, that kind of thing. And I think she does a lot of custom work as well. So she's getting in the mode here. So inquire away with her. She's out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So Canadians, you can ship cross country here. I don't know where she ships to, but you can inquire and find out. So her name's Laurie. Her business is ESYFLORESY, ESYFLORESY, that kind of thing. I pronounce it in a Canadian way, but it's a Polish name, so has that kind of an accent to it. Sorry, Laurie, if I pronounced it wrong, which I probably did. But anyway, that is her business, and that's what she does. And she does a great job. Very quality stuff, so check it out. And I'll send the link, or I'll put the link in the box below so that y'all can do that. Check it out in your spare time. Okay, so we are on the Libra male reading for the summer of 2018. Here we go. I have a base energy spread. I do 3 cards. I go into the masculine side and I break it down overall, the blanket energies. Then I start going into 2 sets of tarot cards of 4. And then we go into love and then into the sex area and narrow it all down and see if we can't highlight things and make it you forward. Stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first card I get for the Libra male through the summer. The energy they're carrying, we have some war going on here. This is an energy of war. Let me tune in here. Yeah, I feel like they're not angry, but they're ready for battle and are ready for anything that comes in their way. Okay, that's the sense I'm getting. The next card we get is support. I'm blanking out here. War. I'm getting a weird sense of war. It's not like they're, like I said, like they're angry, but it's almost like they're preparing, okay? And they either have support in their area or they're looking for support. Yeah. Then the next card I get is shape-shifting. Okay, so there's some adapting that they're doing in their world here, and I feel like that's what it's wrapped around. Okay, it's kind of blanking out here. It's shape-shifting. So there's something that the Libra male is shifting energies. Okay, and I feel like because of the shift of the energies that he is going to put forth. And I feel like this is all in his field here. He is splitting things up. He's going to need support because I feel like he's trying to shift for the betterment of himself, but it may not be everybody's cup of tea around him. So that's why he's got that ward card. That's why he's prepared, because he's going to shift things the way he wants it. And he may not have a lot of support in that way, but he's going to find out who's going to support him and who's not. And he's just going to continue in the direction that he's going. So there's a bit of an awareness here that I want things differently and a preparedness to go in that direction no matter how much I have to fight for it. Okay? So that's the overall energies for the Libra male. It's very interesting. Very interesting energy so far. So we'll see what happens when we get in here. Now, I have 2 sets of 4 here. I go horizontal, 1, 2, 3, 4, through each card deck, and then we slowly get into the romance. Then we dip into the sex. And then as I finish those 4 sets of 4, then I go into the verticals, and I cross-reference everything here. Okay, so the first card I get on the tarot, 2 to illuminate anything that you got going on, anything you need help with, or just to give you clarity. We get the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is a reminiscent card. It's about thinking about the past, maybe childhood, things that we did in childhood, connections we made in childhood could be also as well. Feel like kind of a lust for the past. I'm saying lust, that's pretty heavy, but a passion for things that were, that were, you know, ways that he was in that way in the past, and he's not anymore. He realizes he's a different bird at this point. Not being odd, but he realizes he's changed a lot from the way he grew up, and he's kind of taking note of that. And maybe that's where the change is. It's like, I don't feel like I used to when I was younger, and I connect more with that part of me. So I want to bring that back. So maybe that doesn't fit with everybody that's in his circle right now. So it's part of what I'm getting here. The next card is the Two of Coins. So the Two of Coins is balancing, right? So thinking about the energies of the past and realizing that we've got a present here that is not quite, we're not quite the same. You know, things are different. So we're trying to balance that in a way where we can get the happiness and the lightness of being that we had in the past. I feel like there's a heavy sense, again, from this Libra male. He's kind of up and down. And now he's not down, but there's a heavy, like I say, energy of wanting to change. Things are not content. He's not content, and he's trying to gain that. So he's going to do what he needs to balance that in a way and bring that forward. So the next card is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about options and could lead to confusion, could be dreaming, right? Dreaming of things in the past. And I feel like it's mixed with fact. We have thinking about the past in a way that we're dealing with facts of what actually happened, and also mixing in some dream time in there. Like, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing I'm picking up, but not weird, like strange, but weird, like he's mixing energies, like of the past, though, not in the present, because he just doesn't feel like he wants to engage in the present. He realizes there's a change that's got to happen here, and the closest thing I can get to happy is going back to the past and looking at what I did there. But how do I deal with that? There's a lot of roads I can take here, and he's got to narrow that down in order to find a way that's balanced, or the way that he can go forward with in reality, right? Not just in his mind thinking about things. Then we have the Eight of Wands. Is about, I mean, that's a fire energy. That's quick movement, quick communication, or quick opportunities coming at him. You know, it's interesting because we get a 7 and an 8. The 7 of Cups is about feelings, right? And so many things that we can't narrow it down. And then the 8 of Wands is about, it's like all of these cups have a little idea running off of them that comes to the reality in the present. So there's a state of being here where this man has got a lot of ideas. And I mean, he's air, right? So he is looking and thinking and going over things in his mind. So there may be opportunities outside of him to communicate about that. He may be traveling. I mean, it's summer, so this is going to happen, right? And he may be just getting, like traveling to get away from, I feel like his surrounding, his social circle is not in support of what he truly wants. And I don't know that he's gone outward with it yet. Like he just gets that sense. It's like, I don't think people are going to receive this well. Maybe it's a job change. Maybe it's a relationship change. I don't feel it's a relationship. I feel it's like how he is. I'm not happy. So I got to change things. And I'm going to do that in a way that is true to me. A lot of this is going on over the summer, right? We want to be true to ourselves. And if people around us can't handle it, and that's the sense he's got, which is why he's not gone outward with it, but there's going to be opportunities that bring that out anyway, is the sense I'm getting. The 8 of Wands is kind of like the the energy source coming at him and bringing things out. You know, we have a lot of things rolling around in our head, and then it's going to manifest in our reality here quite quickly. More than quicker than his plan is to execute, is the universe going to pull some of these things into reality for him. So they're rolling around in here, and they're going to just manifest out of that. So he has the ability to manifest quite quickly, but not in realization of that. But nonetheless, things are going to come out. Okay, so opportunities for change, really, is what I'm getting. So the next row here, 21, the world. So there's a lot of people over the summer. We're picking up on completions of things, projects, right? They gave me the word projects, so it could be some kind of something that's very important to his self-esteem. I've completed a project and moving forward onto something else. So this is where maybe he's, you know, I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there vague. You know, maybe he had a project to work on the house and complete certain, like an expansion of the house or something. And this is something, you know, maybe the wife wanted, or, you know, whatever we needed for the house to expand certain areas. So we've worked on this all year long, and we finally got it finished. And now our time is freed up and we can go in a direction we want to go. And this is where his mind is rumbling with. So there's a completion here of something. Okay. And here we go. And then this star is about hope and dreams and reaching for those things. And that's, I feel like he's got something on his agenda here that's kind of been on the lowdown, obviously pushed aside, because he's got things he has to do. Now that they're completed, now he can put them as something that he wants to do. So this is about reaching for those things that are shining brightly, right? That star that's shining for him. And I feel like this is in his mind. He's got this figured out. He's going to start reaching for that. Okay, he's completed certain part or certain phase of his life. Yeah, phase. And so now he's going to reach for something that he wants, because I feel like he was being very unselfish. Yeah. Like he was helping other people all along here, and now he's going to start working for his end, right? And the card we get, to pass that off, is the Eight of Swords. So we may have some limiting energies here, but the universe is kind of saying, you know what, they're only limiting to you. If you really wanted, because it's almost like he's coming up with excuses why he can't do it. So he's got the time, he's got the energy or the money, everything, the resources are there, but he's creating a bit of a drama situation, like, oh, I can't. Any little excuse to put it off, he's using against himself. Like, this is what he wants. But somebody will go, oh, yeah, well, you know, you can't do that, you know, and give him, and he'll go, yeah, you're right. You know, I can't do that. And then he'll kind of wander around kicking rocks going, well, yeah, I can't do that, and convince himself. But it's not really a boundary. It's just an illusion. So there's something here where I don't know if he's not wanting to be successful or not really wanting to shoot out and do. There's something holding him back from fulfilling his dreams, okay? Reaching for what he wants. There's something holding him back from that. Then we get the Two of Pentacles again, right? So that's two of Pentacles. So there's an imbalance here. He is not, and they're going, he's done a lot of work for the family and the unit. Now it's time for him to give back to himself. And I don't know, maybe he's waiting for somebody else to do that for him. I don't know if that's the deal here, but I get a dreaminess about this again, you know, dipping back into those energies from the past. It's like, I don't want to deal with my future because I feel like he feels disconnected from any power. Like, how do I explain that? So he feels like he's not powerful enough in his life at this time. There was a point in the past where he felt really powerful. He was really in that energy, and he was moving forward with strategy, and he had verve, and he was excitable, and that's all drained from him. He doesn't have any of that left. And again, they're going with, there's people here that may be on medications or maybe using or in a position where they're trying to heal their physical body, and there's medications they're counteracting with the natural energy process that is flowing through this person. Okay, so it's blocking the natural, the natural process for this man to be happy. You know, one of the readings back there, it was a sexual drive. Now it's a sense of happiness, where, you know, we may be on some painkillers here that are blocking a happy zone for us. So we need to balance, because we're really kind of, I feel a passive energy coming about here, and a dreamland that we just want to engage with. We just want to tune out of reality altogether, because we don't see a future here. We don't see how we can make this future into the way that we were in the past. We don't see the link of how we can do that. And we don't see it. We don't see the ability within ourselves at this point to achieve it either. We don't see none of that. So it's kind of sad, in a passive way, sad. So there's a sense here of something being completed. We have dreams and hopes that we want to wish for. And the universe is going, yeah, let's move towards that. Any excuse, and the feel I get for this is any excuse that comes forth, they're going to really grab onto it, because it's almost like they're afraid to go after their dreams for fear of judgment, I'm getting, and also like they don't know what they do if they get it. And then the Two of Pentacles is just, we need to balance here and be more in reality, because we're in a dream state here. We got two kind of dreamy, well, I'm getting dream off of the Six of Cups, but that's thinking about the past, but I'm getting heavy dreams. Kind of like in your head a lot, not wanting to gauge in reality. That's really what I'm getting. So there's that. Now we go into the love area, and we'll see if we can bring anything out in that area that, you know, may help here. Now, so on the love side, this is interesting, because a lot of these cards, well, this card was in the Libra female, but anyway, the Three of Swords. So that is typically the dual, right? So we have someone here that may be butting into a relationship, or someone that we had to take out of a relationship. It could be even in-laws creating trouble here and havoc. Somebody had to be taken out. And I feel like it's actually the Libra male is maybe even walking himself out. Like, I've had enough of arguing or standing up to things. I shouldn't have to stand up and defend myself as much as I do. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So there's, defeat or something. Then we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a fire energy. Okay. So there's somebody. Oh, yeah. See, this is the energy going into that argument. Let's keep going here. Then I have the Four of the Emperor. And that is someone who is going to take no shit, right? These are two aligning energies. The Knight of Wands is that action oriented into the, so if we have, okay, so say we have a scenario here with what energy I first picked up on, which was either family members or somebody involved in a situation that shouldn't be there. This is that energy coming forth. And I mean, sometimes this can be a father figure. Okay, I'm saying a mother, but that's what I'm, this can be a father figure, a fire energy coming in and really pushing their weight around. Like, not only are they coming in there and making their presence known, but they're standing their ground while they're there. I don't see this as being the Libra male energy, but maybe it is. Maybe the male energy is coming out at this point to take a stand after a long trod upon trail here. Okay. Now the next card we get, Ten of Wands. Okay, let's just look at this here. We have a situation where somebody had to be taken out, and I feel like it's argument to keep peace is what I feel. Get out, because you're causing too much havoc here. Okay, and then there's that energy, and I feel like that's like the person keeps coming back. Okay, so maybe it's a roommate you're taking in or somebody that's always around. It's like you can't get rid of them physically. They're always there. And not only that, they're very domineering and very, yeah, like they make their opinion known. Not only that, they try and get everybody on their side, okay? So they're going, this could be the opposing partner. This could be your partner, okay? Creating havoc here. So maybe we're not happy. I don't know in that way. And then 10 of Wands is about putting your best foot forward. Just let me, I'm going to dig into this here. So for 3 of Swords, yeah. Ultimately, the 3 of Swords can be about a third-party situation, okay? Then the Knight of Wands is about fast action coming in, okay? But I feel like it's just a troublemaker here. It's really what it is. And highly spirited, you know, toward the couple. It's almost like they're just in the middle there where they got no right to be. But meanwhile, there's something here having to do with someone wanting to put their best foot forward. I feel like that's the Libra male. You know, and in a sense, I feel him kind of backing off. Hi, Ronnie. You're a Libra male. Just listen up here. We'll see. Because there's some kind of stuff here it's hard for me to make sense of. But nonetheless, I'm working my way down here. And then I'm almost through the sex cards. And then we're going to go vertical. And that's when a lot of the questions will be answered. So I'll carry on here. So, yeah. So, again, a third-party situation. And it could be a platonic thing. But somebody getting in the way of a relationship here or causing trouble where they just need not be. And then this energy, and I feel like these two are linked together. Someone keeps coming back in and pushing their weight around, and they're very egotistical and straightforward. And I mean, they make themselves known, and they're not a silent partner, that's for sure. And then someone here that's trying to put their best, and again, I feel it's a lighter energy like the Libra male. It's almost like I get a sense that the wife or the girlfriend has someone that they've either invited in the house or family or somebody that's living there or staying with them. And this person is just creating a bunch of havoc. Okay. That's as close as I can get. And the male is just trying to be nice and keep the peace and balance things out for now. But it's not good. Okay. So that's the romance side. So it's pretty chaotic in the romance side. Now, as we get into the sex here, we have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is about a new energy coming in. So, but we're in the sex side. So there's a physical partner here. So we may have some singles that are, you know, maybe in a tumultuous, they were kind of hanging off a tumultuous relationship, but they're kind of done, but they're arguing still. And they have a new energy coming in. And for the couples, I feel like it's the Libra male trying to smooth things out. The next card we get is Justice, and that's just that energy, that Libra energy, right? It's the Libra card. So we're trying to balance and keep peace and not have havoc here, okay? And for the singles, there's somebody coming in here to create justice, so beware. If you're on the single end, watch your karma. What have you done in the past? Because here we go. We're going to straighten things out. And they're taking it right down to the sexual side. Then we get the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Pentacles here is about advancements toward a woman that are taken lightly, to say the least, or almost refused to the point where there's no interest in the physical side here. Okay. So we may have, if we're in a coupled relationship, a partnership, where we have a partner here that is just not interested in the sexual side of things. We can't get that enlivened, okay? And And I feel like the Libra male is trying to vamp that up. He's trying to be on the emotional side, get underneath that and inspire some of that forward, but it's just not working. Like there's justice here. There's an energy of justice. So maybe something happened in the past here we haven't gotten through, right? Or the partner hasn't gotten through. And then the next card we get is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about domination in the bedroom. Now, I get a stark contrast to the exterior energy of this Libra male and the interior, meaning exterior is how he reacts around family and his wife in front of others, and interior meaning in the bedroom, okay? So he is wanting to, outside of the bedroom, he's wanting to come in and, you know, emotionally be understanding and get underneath. What is justified here? Why is she not responding? I'm trying to get physical here, trying to get some response, and I'm not getting it. And I feel like it's very perplexing for the Libra male. He's like, what? I don't understand. And she's not, I don't feel like she's communicating. Like she's kind of shut off. It's the sense I'm getting for a partner, right? And then we have, you know, the Knight of Swords kind of saying, you know, I want to be more aggressive in the battle. I don't feel like it's to a high degree, as this card states, but there's a side to this man that wants to be exhibited through his partner, and he's not getting nothing. We're not even getting the basics here. So there's a puzzlement as to why that is. But nonetheless, he's turning on the emotional charm to try and work that way through, and it's not working. So we're going to get to a point here where I think the energy is going to switch, okay? And this is, so now I've done all the horizontal, so I'm going to go vertical with everything, and then we'll start to answer all these questions, okay? So the first, I take the first card of each row, and then we line that up, and then we answer things. So we started out with an energy of the past, the Six of Cups, right? And that was thinking about the past and things that were happier back then. And it could be within a relationship. That's what we're thinking about. Or it could be just, you know, on the single side of things. Like, I remember being so happy and I didn't have to worry about all this stuff I have to worry about now. Where did that go? Next card is the World. So there's a completion here that happened, a cycle that finished for this male that has freed him up to think about the past. This is what's opened the door to the past, to make him realize there's something that I'm missing. We've completed something, and now I realize on the other side there's something I want, I haven't got, okay? It's not quite clicking in certain areas here. So as we go into the romance, because this is all kind of past, he's dreaming about the past, he's wanting to go forward, but he's not connecting the two. You know, what made him happy back then? He's not thinking he can make that same thing happen now. Then we have this interference, right? The Three of Swords is that interference. So things are getting in the way, and it's frustrating for the path forward. And that's on the physical side. And that's part of that is the non-connection. He can't connect with his partner. It's frustrating, okay? So he's turning on the charm here, and that's the the Knight of Cups energy. He's trying to come in a different mode than he's always come in to her, to try and get underneath and figure out what's going on and, you know, be softer with his energy, I feel. Despite, you know, even with all that crap going on outside, he's trying to be understanding of the partner. So that's good, you know. Then we go with the twos, and first two, trying to balance things, right? Trying to balance at home everything that's going on. What's going on here? And, you know, I think to a degree it's highly within himself. He wants to balance what makes him happy with the reality of what's going on now. I'm not feeling good now, and I want the happiness I used to have. So how do I balance that so I get it today? This is the process, okay? And then the Star. The Star is about that hope, and I get the push from the universe. It's like, we can do this. Just don't let anything get in your way. And he's, like I said, he's not in a mental mode. He's either depressed, or we got some health problems here that are contributing to a depressed state where we're not working, we're not feeling good about ourselves, da da da. There's a process here that is kind of depleted in him, so he's not fully functioning. Okay, and that's getting in the way of his dreams. You know, it's even, he's making excuses for that in that way. And then this is the Knight of, sorry, the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, he's fast, he's furious, man. He's the fire energy. So it's not his element. It's a lot more fiery. So I feel like, again, I felt like earlier it was a different energy, but here I feel like, you know, we can get that passion back. It's the universe saying we have fire in us. We can go forward. We just have to push through all these. They're giving me the word laziness. There's a laziness that's come, and I feel like it's behind a depressive state. So we're getting depressed, we're getting lazy, and we're getting kind of reclusive. Okay. And then on the sex side of things is the Justice. It's like, keep in mind here, you know, you deserve. I feel like the Libra male has been a good boy, you know. He's been doing for others too much, maybe. He hasn't taken his own into account. And this is running through a little bit of a trend here through the signs. There's stuff here that he has not gotten paid for in a karmic kind of way, in a good karmic way. So the universe is keeping that in mind with the Star card, right? Because your dreams are highly aspected here. We just have to take some action and don't worry about the rest. We can justify that. That's the universe saying, we'll help you. You just have to, take the first step. So that's a little bit of that hope that they're pushing forward. Okay. Now, the third card, Seven of Cups. So this is the confusion. And I feel like, you know, mental, emotional confusion, because we're emotionally not at our best. Again, I'm getting a high sense of that. Like there's a depression here. And I feel like there's, you know, for the couples in the home, there's a lot of stuff going on that they just don't want to be involved in, that they're kind of receding from. And for the singles, I feel like there's just so many things rumbling around in their brain. They just don't know what direction to grab an energy and go with, right? So the next card we get is the Eight of Swords, and that's that Dramarama card, right? So we're confused, and we're letting that confusion kind of hold us back. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go, and I'm just going to leave it because I can't be bothered. And again, not feeling to the best of their ability where they feel like they can conquer things. They're not feeling successful, feeling very low self-esteem and low energy output. It's just all low on all levels. So that's the Eight of Swords is really kind of a self-imposed prison. You put yourself in there, and you're really more powerful than that if you just look from a higher perspective. They're not doing that. They're kind of letting other people box them in, I feel. Somebody says no, it's like, yeah, you're right. No, they don't give it any challenge, right? They don't feel interiorly that they have any challenge to give, so they just leave it. Now, the Four, the Emperor, yeah, that's that energy that he needs to take on. But nonetheless, that's the opposing factor here, is somebody that's getting in the way, and it's showing like a divide. And you know what? This is part of the problem of why. So we may have a house guest here that while they're there or around, we just don't want to participate in sex out of politeness or whatever. Like, you know, that's maybe the partner's point of view, getting a whiff of that. That's just, you know, they just don't want to indulge in the sex act when they have company, or they don't want to be physical, or they're just not feeling it or whatever. But I feel a high sense that this person here has something to do with their apathy towards the partner in a physical way. It's a problem. And the Libra male knows that, but it feels powerless to do anything because it'll cause a kerfuffle, a commotion. And he's not wanting to do that. He's just let it be, let it pass, you know? And I don't see it as a weekend thing. Like we have a guest I feel like it's somebody staying for a course or something and needing a place to stay, or or, you know, or for the summer until they get things set up or something. It's kind of a longer term than just a weekend visit, right? So we're overstaying our welcome, and not only that, it's an overbearing personality that's really causing more trouble than they realize. So that's what's going on, and it's putting a damper on their sex life. There's no doubt. Okay, and maybe the Libra male just doesn't understand that. You know, figures it shouldn't change, right? Okay, so the last set here, we have the 8 of Wands. So that's that communication coming in, travel going out, action and things moving. Okay, so fiery energy coming real quick, and I feel like it's not through the Libra male so much as to get the Libra male motivated. So people around him, you know, are going to be up in arms like, oh, we should go on a trip, or maybe the partner's going, yeah, we should take a trip, or we should do something, and then gets him moving and motivated, right? Because it's not from him making that choice, it's from him kind of being prodded to go. Nonetheless, it happens. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles of balancing. Again, I still feel that dreamy nature. He's still in his head a lot about things that he wants and he's not getting, okay? And bear with me, Ronnie, here. I'll go back over the singles situation, but a dreaminess and overthinking of things not in the greatest way, in a depressive way, and a sense here the universe is going to start throwing things at him to get him moving, get him shaken, because he's kind of gotten into a sedentary way of being, and it's really depressed the whole system. So we got to get him moving and get him going, and then, you know, they seem to be quite hopeful that that will prep him up a bit. Then we get the 10 of Wands, which is putting your best foot forward. So no matter what happens with this situation, he's just going to kind of play it cool and not cause any ruckus here. He's just going to be cordial and polite and deal with what's going on and not cause any havoc, okay? Last thing he wants to do is create drama for anyone else. Then we get the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is that lacking that he's feeling. He wants control back in the bedroom, meaning he wants to have an effect on his partner in a physical kind of way, and he's not feeling that connection. So that's really part of his, you know, it might be part of his, what he's thinking about on his mind. You know, he's like, I want to get back to being a part of a relationship. Maybe that in itself, there's something there that you have to dip into with the partner. But I feel it's very unlikely that they will. I think, you know, the relationship will slowly go back into the zone it was. But I feel like there's issues on both ends here. But maybe they're just kind of truths that they're not going to go there. But nonetheless, right, he's dreaming of things in the bedroom and not quite getting it and that kind of thing. Now, if we're going on the single side of things here, kind of skipped over that, but for the most part, it's somewhat similar. We have people around us that may be causing us to not connect with potential partners, okay? So we may have a buddy or someone that's kind of causing a commotion, because this guy here is highly prominent. And he's highly active, and I mean, everywhere he goes, there's a ruckus, and everybody likes him. That's the problem. But he's very overbearing, and he can be very kind of a problem with the women, because he scares off people that would be interested in you, because he's a buddy or something like that, I'm getting, for the singles. But the women that come in your circle and you invite in this man's round, they just kind of repel. They don't want to stick around because they're not jiving with this man. And they want to jive with your energy, but they're not jiving with it. So we need to kind of work with that in a way where maybe we go out more without him, or do our visiting with him at a different time. I feel like the social circles for the, you know, the Libra male on a single will be a lot better if he's kind of by more on his own terms and not, because I feel like there's a lot of how do you say, strong personalities around the Libra male, and he's a little more laid back, a little more, you know, it's not He's attracting it for a reason, right? To kind of get him motivated. But at the same time, in a romantic kind of way, it's not creating a good vibe. Now, the Eight of Wands means, energy rushing in, possibilities. So I feel like for the singles, there is going to be a situation here where we have some opportunities, but there may be something about these opportunities that we kind of have to balance. We have to go, like, maybe I like the looks of one, but I don't like the personality. And maybe the other one, I like the personality, but I don't like the looks and whatever. There's something out of whack here. So there's a lot of pickiness within the partners, incoming partnerships. There's a lot of options here, but we may be on the picky end of things for the singles. Okay. We're being too detailed. We need to kind of go with the flow and just let things happen instead of lasering in on someone and disregarding them right off the bat. We need to just open our field in friendship and then go from there. Too high in the expectation department, too quickly. That's what they're saying. Then the Ten of Wands is like, yeah, I'm gonna watch my step and I'm gonna make sure that I look good and feel good and when I go out. So that's him kind of boxing himself in a little bit, but in a good way to put his best presentation forward. And then, in the bedroom, we don't want to forget about that because strong urge here to be in control. I feel like the Libra male, yeah, he's a soft touch on the outside, very sociable and likes to, an intellectual, likes to talk and discuss. But when it comes to the sexual side of things, he can be a little more edgy. And that's a side that is, kind of uncovered as they go. So that's the kind of thing that you just discover once you get in there. It's not revealed in conversation, and he kind of keeps that under wraps, which is a good thing. Could be a surprise aspect. He's got a little ace in his vest there for that. So that's that hidden meaning within the Libra male. It's got a little edgy side there that wants to come out, and I think that he's keeping that in mind as he goes forward as well and picking partners. So seems to be on the coupled side of things. There's a bit of an energy that surrounds, again, either we got family, like literally I feel like they're in the home. Like somebody, like you took on a roommate or a tenant or somebody in your house that's kind of cramping your style, between your relationship, between you and your girlfriend, wife, whatever, on the partner side. And then the singles are just kind of trying to go out there and make their way. Okay. And I feel like the options are there. There's a lot of stuff rumbling in this single's mind. And he needs to narrow it down. And not only that, he needs to focus less on that and just be out and have fun and let what comes at him kind of come at him and quit. Because they're going, quit knocking people off. First thing, you pick one. I don't like her hair, out of here. I don't like her dress, out of here. And you're not giving him enough of a chance to build an esteem here. They're going, it's just knocking people off, and they're not getting a chance to build on anything because he's throwing them out before they're, and if we gave them a little bit of a chance here, and they're going, it's not valid either. They're going, these are not deal breakers. These are just things that they don't necessarily, it's hard to say, but it's the pickiness is what I'm seeing. It's being a little too picky. So we have to kind of relax on that. You can still have your opinions in that way, but give people a chance to warm up because we're disregarding them way too soon is the sense I'm getting here on the singles. Disregarding them way too soon. And you might be surprised. Might be someone there with a bad hairdo. That can change. You can change that. You can change the clothes people wear. You can change the hair. You can, people can do that. Not that we're going to go out and say, but people do that on their own, and we can enjoy that, and there might be surprises behind that. So that's the sense here that I'm getting for the single, is that we're being a little too picky. We need to relax and not rush it. So hopefully that helps the energy. So I'm going to wrap it up here with go back to the main cards overall. Because we started out with war, and that's now I understand more about that energy. Is basically I feel for more on the coupled side. There's someone there that is creating a sense of chaos, I guess, in a way, like, you know, feeling like you're being burdened by this person that's there, whatever it is. If there's someone staying with you, or a family that's in that has to stay until their house is built, something like that. It's like an accommodation that's not, it's long, but it's not a weekend. So there's someone there that's kind of in there, and it may be universally implanted, you know, maybe someone there to highlight some things that are wrong, to get you guys moving. We're on autopilot too much. Could be that for the couple. For the single, the war is I'm ready for anything that comes at me. And not only that, I'm going to go out and get what I want. So in a sense, it's that energy of going and trying to get what you want for the single, but we got to be careful we're not too dominating in that. Okay. And then the support is just kind of sitting there. What direction are we going to put the support in, right? And the shape shifting is about the energy switch. Now, I feel like both the coupled and the singles really got to think about that energy shift. I think the singles, he kind of has to reroute his mind and think in a broader sense here. We're being too limiting with our expectations. So that's the shape shift that the single has to take on. And in the coupled relationship, is really thinking about his own happiness. He can't make his partner happy in the bedroom is really standing out to me through the Libra male. That's the most dominating trait here that's really blasting me, is I cannot please my partner in the bedroom anymore. That's what's bothering him. So that is creating an energy that he wants to shift. He wants to create a happiness in that way. Now, for the singles, yeah, there's a sense here, the same thing. When am I going to get, you know, and where am I going to get? But at the same time, we're not in they're going, the energy field does not support welcoming energy. We're it's almost like we're boarded off so much that we're in offense of others. How do I explain that? So that war feeling, right? I'm ready. I'm going to take anything I want. But I feel like these guys, I'll give you a scenario. It's like this guy is going out at a bar and he's saying, I don't like, you know, and he's being rough and tumble, like ugly chicks, and people are looking. And so there might be some offensive stuff coming off of you energetically, you know, and I mean, we could be out with the buddies or even just with the crowd of buddies, because I was getting that highly for the single. The crowd that we're hanging with is a little rougher than we are, especially when it comes to relationships, feeding off onto us, and it's isolating us from the feminine side of things. And so that's one problem. The other problem is we have really high expectations here. We got to loosen it up a bit and open our eyes. I think we may be in a mode where we're caught up on media principles here, meaning, you know, the pictures on the TV and, you know, seeing models in perfect positions and poses, and we're getting caught up in all of that, and we're not understanding that there's no depth there. So we got to look for more depth in the relationship and loosen the strings there. Yeah, and go forward with that energy. I feel like the male's gonna, either side is gonna have to kind of support himself here in order to make himself happy. And once he does that, then everything outside of him will change. So are you happy, Ronnie? Are you happy? Because if you're not, that's reflecting on what you're trying to bring in, right? So if you're not happy, you're bringing in people. You're going to feel comfortable, as crazy as that sounds, with people that are resonating at your energetic field. So we got to get into a happy place, and we got to do that by pleasing ourselves. And the shape shifting for the coupled, he is going to focus on that, though the main purpose here is to get more physical attention from the partner. Now, the single guy, he's really going outward, and I'm feeling it's a visual process here. The single Libra male is caught up in the visual, and we're not making any links past that. We're connecting visually, and then we're finding that there's nothing of substance here. So we got to look deeper. And I feel like we're just kind of tossing people left and right that could actually be, you know, a good mental connection here. But we're just letting it go because there's something, we don't like the looks of it. So we're highly hung up on physical aspect here a little too much is what I'm getting. Sorry, that may be you, it may not be. It may resonate or it may not, but that's the essence I'm getting on the single side. We're hung up on looks here. And sometimes when you get someone who looks good, doesn't have to work for things in a way, we get a sense here of entitlement, and that can create you know, a wall. So we got to look to something that there's a mental connection. We have to connect mentally and let that inspire, and that takes time. And I feel like the Libra male in the single sense here, he's rushing it a bit. So we got to relax a little more and take it easy. And then once we find that we don't have to rush things, we'll see things with different eyes. It's like we're just looking at the physical. That's it. And we're not even giving them a chance to speak, really. A lot of them is what I'm getting. So we need to let these people speak, and then we need to let that warmth come from the inside and go, oh, I like the way she thinks, because this is not what's going by the single man. So hopefully, I don't know if that answered anything, or I don't even know if he's still here, but hopefully that resonated at some degree to, you know, figure things out in some way. So he's ready for war no matter what. And I think on the single side, he's just ready to battle, like pick and choose. But he's not giving the women a chance to show their stuff because it's all visual. So there's no depth, right? We're just looking with rose-colored glasses, and that's it. And then support, well, he'll get the support once he feels it from the inside outward. So I don't know if I'm connecting with these males here, understanding that, but hopefully something from here resonates, or at least clarifies or highlights things. I feel like over the summer, the coupled male is going to be quite passive, but there is a degree that he wants to change things from now on forward, right? I just feel like there's it's an opportune time to be bringing up things to the partner or himself, or so he's kind of reclusing and dealing with things in his own head. And the single's trying to go out and mingle and push things, like he's really going out, pushing himself outward, and he just needs to relax a little bit more. And in that relaxing alone, it changes your energy field enough where you're going to attract better suitors. Because we're going out in an energy that is really repulsive, meaning our energy is in a panic and I don't want to say desperation, but that's what it's coming off as, right? To the suitors, it's like, oh, he's a little bit, and it throws a woman, it throws her, that energy coming forth, that it's almost like aggression in a bad way, even though it's not meant that way. We feel it that way. So there's a tip. Hopefully you can take forth. So anyway, that's the energies for the Libra male for the summer. So that goes from June, July, August. And then I'll be back in the fall and measure up, hopefully. We got things figured out. Maybe the single come across something. I feel like nothing's going to hang. I feel like we got to kind of waver back and forth here with our aggression forward. And I'm not saying you're being aggressive. I'm feeling the energy. There's a huge energy. I got to get out there. I got to get myself seen. I got to go. There's a social. I got to go there. People are gathering. I got to be there. I got to talk. And that energy is very, it's felt, and it doesn't feel supportive. It feels threatening. So people don't want to resonate with that. So we just got to relax, really. Just relax your energy zone and then let stuff come to you in that way. That alone, that shift. If you shape shift that energy, that will help you. But I don't see anything hooking over the summer. I feel like we're just really going to be realizing that we got to change our energy field because there's something off here. We're coming off too strong. Really, that's all it is. Just too strong. And once we temper that, we'll be okay. So take care. Have fun over this summer and be kind.